What up, TIW Mafia? JP here with Josh. It's been a while since it's been the two of us and just the two of us. Much love to Mike Farrell over at Chaos Theory Podcast, backing us up the past couple of weeks. And guys, this is awesome. The wheel looks great tonight. We're here with Josh. Make sure that, each week you go on and you retweet that Piney tweet on Three Irish Boys Twitter. Josh, what's going on?
Dude, it's just it's nice to be back again. It's nice that it's us. It's nice that Farrell filled in for us and helped us when we're taking care of some shit. But we're gonna do our predictions for Elimination Chamber. It's like one of my favorite pay-per-views like ever. I dig it. I love it, man. It's one of my favorite ones.
Couple things I got to throw out there. I know Laurie's in the Bobby D and Tommy, I'm working on your shirts. I know I'm waiting. I thought I was going to hear back from my guy today. I didn't. I'm expecting to hear from him probably Monday, and I'll let you guys know what's going on, but we'll make that right by us. Josh, real quick, I want to welcome someone to the family.
Nice.
We're part of many families, and we're on many websites and many places, and one of the main ones we're on just had a member join this past couple of days, and I want to welcome him aboard. RJ with the Ringside Rant. Welcome to Spreaker, brother.
Oh, yeah. Hey, welcome to Spreaker, Ringside Rant. That's amazing, man. I'm good that
Elvis, what's going on?
Yeah, and everybody that's watching this on Sportscaster, there's a nice little link out there for everybody that watches this on Sportscaster. It's irishwhippodcast.com/live. That is kind of where our TIW Mafia lives when we do live stuff and chat in there. That's kind of our secret area when we do our interviews. And people that download us on Wrestling News Source or Full Press or the app itself, or follow us at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z, anywhere on social media, or just search for the Irish Whip. You'll find us. And a lot of good interviews, man. It was
on the front page. First page. You don't got to look far for us.
No, you don't have to. You just search Irish Whip. It's right there. It's ridiculously easy to do. There's no reason that you shouldn't find us. Biggest thing is with the website, the irishwhippodcast.live, it's going to have our live episode up there as we go every Friday. So if you can't get on Facebook, you can't get on YouTube, you can at least go to the website now and go to /live. And who knows? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we have going and working on as far as video production and videos in ad productions for videos, and that being separate from the podcast. So if you guys are doing it and you're doing it right, you're making sure that you're tapping both income sources, right, JP?
That's it. What's up, Woody? Woody's one of the true Irish guys, one of the true Irish Whip boys from back in the day from
Woody, man, that takes me back. Wrestling-radio.com, and we could talk about this for ever. I can sometimes remember the lineup. Like I remember there was the whole effing show. There was Irish Whip. Yes. There was Total Nonstop Radio with me. There was
On the Top Rope. Beyond
no, I can't. Those are the ones that I remember. The biggest one.
There was Wicca. What was Wicca on?
See, it's gone.
There was, I was thinking of fucking Doc Young, and
Les Thatcher.
Les Thatcher, yep,
they were on there, absolutely. So, dude, we can get into it. I mean, we got the banner up. We're talking about Elimination Chamber. Have you watched any wrestling this week?
Dude, I've watched a ton of wrestling this week. Just no WWE.
What did you watch this week?
I discovered the Wrestling Channel on Pluto TV this week.
So
I've been watching a lot of Beyond, a lot of PCW Ultra.
There you go. He did the main event with Joey Legend.
Yes.
There you go. So old school. This is before there was podcasting, folks. This is live
internet radio.
Man, that's crazy. Bobby D, he wants an Irish. Wait till you guys see the wheel. Like the wheel this week, Kofi Mania Part 2.
This is the Kofi Mania wheel.
To it. Apollo Crews. Oh, I'm sorry. Apollo Creed. Oh, I'm sorry. Our friends have now dubbed this they said it was the internet. That's who caused the Kofi
Right.
Mania Part 2. Like the credit was given to the internet, whether it was or wasn't. They didn't credit exactly. But when we're sitting there and we're looking at the three on the wall, minus Big E, Xavier Woods basically called it out and said that the internet called this Kofi Mania Part 2, and we're hoping that he would get that second part, that second run, that fun one. They're broken up, so why not, right? But that's just my thoughts. You're a huge Kofi fan because you've got not really history, but you do kind of have history with him.
Yeah, I mean, Kofi wouldn't know me if we passed each other in the hallway now.
No.
But like his first match, I was there ringside doing security. Like I was at the ring
when he had the accent.
Yes, yeah. So what the cool thing is about Kofi is I thought he had an accent, and I met him. He walked in the building talking with the accent
because he can pull it off. He can pull because he lived it, right?
That's it. You know what's cool too?
Huh?
Slick Wagner Brown.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
do you? I think this is a sub episode we need to start having. Is what happened to the good managers? Like, is that
Slick? No, not that Slick.
Which one?
Slick Wagner Brown was he calls himself the Underground King. He did TNA for a minute or two.
Oh God, I remember who. Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
He's done some dark matches. He dated April O'Neil for a long time, but he so he got called by WWE, and they said we're doing a Jamaican gimmick. We want to do the first Jamaican pro wrestler, and he said I can't. Someone's doing that here, and he was the one that like pointed them to Kofi.
No shit.
Yeah.
This is for real. Like, even remember that Rick guy?
Yeah. So I don't want to say anything because we called him Fat Rick, but
yeah,
I forget his name, but he's actually passed away. And like I wasn't friends with him, but
yeah,
when
they talk about the internet wrestling community, he did fit every stereotype, every single one of them. But he did do some really great things with us, and always appreciated. And I hate to speak ill on the dead, but he wasn't a great person all the way around, but he did help us with a lot of stuff. So do you want to call this? Do you want to talk? We're already talking Kofi. So I mean, this is the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber. You've got Drew McIntyre as the champion, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, and Kofi. Are you going Kofi?
Yes, it's going to come down to Sheamus, Drew, and Kofi.
It's okay. Woodman, it's okay. No, I didn't know that either, and I was talking so much shit about him, and then JP told me. So you're way better. You're way ahead of the game.
So he was a local guy. He was local to Mass, so that's the only reason I knew.
Yeah,
Rick Middleton, maybe.
I don't know, man. I could probably look in my Skype. Honestly, I could I could probably find it. But Kofi.
But no, that's how we knew him. We knew him as Fat Rick, so I don't feel bad on that. Like,
yeah, I call him Rick. I don't think I ever called him fat. I probably did, not to his face, and that's just because that's the way it was back then. But yeah, he was fat. I mean,
yeah, so am I. I'm Fat JP. I don't give a shit.
Well, you're big JP. You're just big, big.
But I think it's Kofi. I think it's Kofi. I think Kofi Mania is taking off again.
Do you think it's Drew McIntyre's his run's over? I mean, we're talking.
I don't think his run's over. This doesn't have to end his run.
But what does?
I mean, it ends his championship. I think it's going to Kofi, but I don't think it's going to be on Kofi for a long time.
Right. And do you base this off of the fact that we've got Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, which are best friends, which are feuding? AJ Styles, AJ's gonna do what he always does and puts on a great show. Randy's gonna do what he does, and he's always gonna put somebody over. Jeff Hardy's gonna do what he does, and he's gonna make whoever is there look amazing as they do, because they're veterans. So I'm kind of with you on this as far as Kofi Mania. That's why we're giving the fig away. That's kind of where we started with this, is that I want to see another Kofi run. I think it's fun. I think he's good television. He makes good television. He makes good television with a belt. All three of those guys with individual belts would make even better television. But that's just me being selfish, because New Day rocks, right?
New Day rocks. New Day rocks.
I like that we're simple, man. We don't have gimmicks. We don't throw stuff in there. We don't have little sound bites. Like we're just not those dudes. We're just not.
We don't have our own entrance music. That's really someone else's entrance music on a mixer next to us.
No. I don't have to act like I'm somebody that I'm not. I'm just exactly who I am, and that's who you get.
How cool is it that RJ's on Spreaker finally? And
Dude,
how cool
RJ,
and how cool was my little welcome tool? Did you like that?
it was amazing.
I did
I
that
like
for
the
you.
fact that I was the host of Total Nonstop Radio. I enjoy that. I paid $9.99 so Tommy Flynn could watch it on WWE Network for him. Now that's a friend. That is a friend, Bobby D. You're a good man.
Bobby D is such a good guy to Tommy.
He's
It's
such
so
a
cool.
good.
And Tommy's
He
a
has
good
to be.
dude.
He has to be such a good guy because he's so rotten to the Boston Bruins team. Like I think Bobby D.
Bobby D is a huge Bruins fan.
I want to get Bobby D together, and I want to get J Bomb together from Talkamania and 80 Proof, and I just want to watch them watch a Bruins game. That's all I want to do. Is like I want to just invite them in here one time and make them point the camera at themselves, and I want to watch them watch the Bruins games.
But you don't understand.
They're passionate.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like Bobby D is a huge Bruins fan. Like you just being a Boston sports fan is different because like you expect more and you get upset when you don't get it. So like you yelling at the team.
Oh, I get it, dude, because my son's a Boston Red Sox fan. I bred that, and I'm sorry to this day that I did. So, you know. Oh, hey, by the way, a little bit of history with Mr. Woody mentioning this. Yes, that individual's name was Chris Cash, the guy that had New Jack on a show, and asked him off air if he could call him the N-word. That is truth. This individual did ask New Jack if he could call him the N-word off air, and he feared for his life because New Jack wanted to find him and beat his ass.
New Jack went on a podcast that was our internet radio show that was on a different site after that.
I'm leaving this up right now.
Not only said that he was going to kill Chris Chisholm, which was his real name, but read off his address on the air.
Right.
So
unlike us announcing Vince Russo's number on the air.
Right, but he went out and found Chris Cash's address. Like he had every intention of killing him.
I'm telling you, man, that's a true story right there. That is some internet wrestling radio history right there. Like, yeah. What's up, Dan Man? Dan Man, my buddy. What's up, brother?
Dan the Heart.
That's a true Irishman right there. So you're going. We're both going Kofi. That's why we're doing what we're doing. How much of the other matches are you familiar with? Any more of the matches right now, or are you
a little bit? Like I followed a little. I don't remember what they are. I had every intention of after I set the wheel up after work today, going through and looking, but it took me so long to set the wheel up. I didn't have much time.
I really think that you're gonna like the fact you're gonna like the way this card sets up. I think you're gonna like the way that.
Which one's the one? Where was the Miz? And the Miz got him pulled out of it. Was the Miz in this Elimination Chamber?
Kofi Kingston. So that was the championship match. So that's the one that the Miz got himself pulled out of. Money in the Bank. So do you have a theory on this, right?
Yes.
So show me. I want to hear your theory on this.
I actually. So originally, when the Miz was in it, I thought for sure the Miz would be in the match. You had Morrison outside, throws the briefcase in because there is that hole on the top.
Yes.
Drops the briefcase in. He cashes in the middle of Elimination Chamber, pins Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre is eliminated, and now he is the champ. So no matter what the outcome of the match is, The Miz was the champion.
Yes, and Woody, don't ever apologize for taking us off topic. That's what we are. We're off topic all the time. We're never on.
That just means Woody's got to start doing a podcast again.
Exactly. That's so that's where we stand. That's where that comes into play is Kofi in there. We can run down the other matches. I mean, we've got the U.S. Championship match, which is Bobby Lashley and Riddle and Keith Lee. Plus, you also have.
I think it has to be Lashley, right?
No, I really I don't think it's Keith Lee because he doesn't need it. Bobby Lashley has held it for a while. I think this is Riddle's time. I think he's proved his worth. I think he's proved his dedication. I think he's proved to WWE management that he's matured.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think he showed people that he can definitely um, find a way to get a sandwich. That's key. Any success in WWE is to make sure that you can work those things the way other people can't. So I see that's the sole reason I see Riddle as winning this is because he has the ability to find a way, sandwich or not. Can you, if anybody, I can't wait for people to go back and like listen to this podcast and see if we get any feedback from the undertones that continue to drop here.
But yeah, I think I do think that it's I think it's going to get retained.
You think Lashley? Dude, you know how I feel like Lashley the same way I feel about Kurt Angle, kind of the same way I feel about Sting, kind of the same way I feel about AJ Styles. Like their best years were in TNA when I consumed that in a massive amount.
Did you see AEW?
I want to talk about that. That's kind of why I want to get through the card a little bit.
Okay.
And see if what exactly is the basis behind it, man. I'm ready for it. I really am. It's going to be huge. Like the pay-per-view is huge. AEW as a whole is doing what we talked about a year ago, which is reinventing the territories, reinventing belts, reinventing everything that Austin Aries did 3 years ago, but they're going to do it again with Kenny Omega, and they're going to make him the belt collector. But I want to get to that part because for me, it's two separate things, and I have a hard time.
Yeah, I know.
It's so difficult because what we're talking about is pro wrestling and sports entertainment. Like Ray Phoenix, I just want to get Ray Phoenix anywhere with anyone at any point in time. That dude can work with anyone. Those are the guys that I like to watch in AEW. And the women part, yeah. But do you want to do the picks and then get into that? Or you just tell me how random you want to get? Or why you want to get that random?
So I'm picking Lashley on this one.
Okay.
And you're picking Riddle?
Yeah, I'm going Riddle because honestly, I think he's proved himself to management. I think he's a dad. His work in the gym, I think his commitment to what his craft is now.
Working the marks.
Yeah, he's working the marks the way he can. He's understanding what other individuals refer to as the business.
That's it. Okay.
So
it's a good pick. I don't think there's a bad pick on this one, honestly.
No, I feel bad for not talking about Keith Lee, but honestly, he held 2 belts in NXT. Everybody knows how I feel about Keith Lee. It's what I've said 6 months ago, and it's every reason why other people don't come on here is because it's just you have to know. Like Keith Lee was going to go to Raw. There was no else for him to go after having 2 belts in NXT. What do you do after that? Nothing. You call him up. That's what happens.
Now, does this match happen? Asuka versus Lacey Evans?
I
mean, it's a storyline. I don't know if she really is or not.
It's booked.
Here's the thing: it's like it has to be Lacey Evans to win, right? But no, I think Asuka with Charlotte's help.
Asuka with Charlotte's help, tag team champion. Like yes, it's here. Like I don't.
People are going to assume Lacey with Rick's help.
Yeah, right. I'm not going Lacey with Rick's help. I'm with you. I'm the same. The thought process behind me is same as yours. I'm sure.
You don't know how to deal with the fact that I took over the banners, do you?
No, dude. I'm not even. You know what's funny is like I'm not even paying attention to that. I'm literally paying attention to the 5 million other places that we are.
Yeah. Okay. So now.
But you're doing great, by the way. You're doing great. At the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z. If you don't follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and anywhere else as well, irishwebpodcast.com/live is where you can Find us every Friday where we record this podcast live and then we throw it up. That's why we don't have funny noises and weird shit going off all the time, is because we're here to just do a show.
That's it. Now, on this one here, the number one U.S. Universal Championship number one contendership Elimination Chamber. I'm going to run through. Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan are there to make guys look good. Jey Uso, we already saw the Jey Uso Roman thing. Sammy and Cesaro are going to make guys look good, but they're not up on that level yet. I mean, Cesaro deserves a push. Zayn deserves a push, but for whatever reason, they don't get it. I think this one has to go to King Corbin.
Okay. In me again, I'm going to explain my logic in this one. Same, Kevin Owens, stunning everybody. He is basically taking on that moniker, and I enjoy watching Kevin Owens act like Stone Cold Steve Austin reincarnated. I fucking dig it all day long. And it's something that I will forever enjoy because I love Stone Cold, and I think Kevin Owens, also known as Kevin Steen to me before this, was one of the hardest working men and probably one of the greatest fathers in the world. So I have much love and respect for him, but he's not going to do this. Daniel Bryan's going to do what he does, just like others. He's a professional. He's going to do his shine, but he's not going to do it. Others think it's going to be Jey Uso and continue the back and forth with Roman, but I think that's squashed and over. So we have left your King Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Cesaro, and I think this is where we see Cesaro and Sami Zayn work together again, with Sami Zayn actually helping Cesaro, only to get pinned by him, which I hope really happens, because that puts that nail in the coffin for Sami and Cesaro ever coming back or doing things again, maybe, and also elevates Cesaro to that Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, King Corbin status, where he has been relegated to a tag team kind of superstar since he started. He's had however many different tag team partners and continues to be successful. So this is his singles run, which I'm fucking.
I would love to see.
I'm both sauce cremos all over this.
I would love to see it.
That's it, man. It's just that's the cut and dry for me. So you
think he can beat Roman Reigns after the Elimination Chamber match?
No, and I think that's where we get the chase, right? Isn't that what the chase is all about? Is the ultimate underdog against the ultimate heel, and the promos that you're gonna be impressed, JP. Like I'm in it, man. Watching the show after SmackDown. I love Paul E. Paul Heyman is just the man. And watching Cesaro and Paul Heyman work again like that, and seeing Cesaro put over a positive message and how others are negative all the time, I think that's where we try to really get the baby face for Cesaro now.
You know what recent sort of wrestling show I've been watching lately that I think not on a pay-per-view week, but I think maybe next week or something we should talk about?
What?
Is straight up Steve Austin.
Dude, that's another thing. So
did you see him with with Steve-O?
Can we talk about that after we take the quick Podgo read? Would you like me to do that, or would you like to talk about our friends at Podgo?
Why don't you go? Go ahead.
Hey, friends, a new year brings a new beginning. For all my listeners that own a business, I want to tell you about FedEx Office. If you are just starting or have been running your company for generations, FedEx Office gives you the best way to print marketing materials, posters, signage, graphics, and so much more. With FedEx, creating, editing, saving, and ordering are fast and easy. We have teamed up with FedEx and Podgo to bring you, our listeners, 30% off your next order of $100 or more at podgo.co/FedEx. That's podgo.co/FedEx for 30% off your next order. FedEx, the world on time. And that's how we do our figs.
That's it. Can I just tell you, like, the pointing with the other hand, like here and here, like going on the opposite side, screws me up every time I try to point at something.
Yeah, it's so when we're doing this on live, right? You're trying to point to the actual graphic that we put up when we do live, where it's got the FedEx.co.
Yeah, which is right there.
Yeah. Podgo.co/FedEx. It's up there. It's all like you try. It's hard. You got to remember stage left. So when you're trying to point left, you got to just point left.
I did point left. Oh, it worked.
Podgo.co
All right.
/ FedEx.
And
Cool.
I think that I think Roman leaves this as the champ still.
Well, and this is where you get the Paul Heyman part again, is where he would come out and say, yes, Roman has to defend the belt, but it's contract states at Elimination Chamber, not in. So that's where we get the match from the winner of. Are you sure? Now, do you know? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to double check. Do you know when we're talking about Elimination Chambers? Plus, you've got Edge in this, so it's hard, dude. It's hard for me to, because you gotta figure at some point, like, Roman is going to take on Edge. So does Kofi? Is he just going to be the favorite to win the #1 contendership and then just lose it that night, only to go on and let the Reigns and Edge stuff happen at Mania? Or do you get I don't know, like, do we have a basis behind our picks, or are we just picking this shit?
I'm just picking this shit.
Okay.
Because has Edge said what championship he wants to go for? It looked for a while like he was teasing almost. He wanted to go to NXT.
Well, I mean, there's two sides of this. There's a whole lot to be done with the build of Roman Reigns and Edge up to WrestleMania. I mean, how cool was the pick of Edge winning as #1 in the Royal Rumble? That was pretty sweet, right? I'm proud of that one. Everybody picked that, I think. I don't know. I think maybe not. Maybe just they thought Edge was going to be that. I think it would have been even cooler if we would have predicted that Captain Charisma would have showed up there and did what they did. Did you watch the 24 hours with those two talking about that?
No.
You really, like, anybody that loves the history of pro wrestling and loves those two together as a tag team and the brotherhood that they have, Edge and Christian. I want to freeze frame pros again. There's a lot of things that I want finality wise, and the biggest thing that Christian said out of that was when Randy punted his head, he didn't want that to be the last thing that people remembered of him in the ring, right? So I think the Royal Rumble was that was an Edge and Christian thing. I think a lot of respect was paid to them as far as who and what they are, their podcast, everything, dude. So I just don't. I think there's just too much into the Reigns and Edge. And Edge maybe being the one person that can beat Roman Reigns and have a little bit of a run with that belt. But I don't know. I don't know. Goldberg's out of this now for obvious reasons, and Edge is in there. So that's, I don't know.
Edge is also 112.
What?
Edge is also like 112.
I know. Well, he's a Viking too, remember? Like, do we throw this stuff in, like, when we're talking about sports entertainment? Can we throw in the fact that he's also a Viking, or is that off limits?
Yeah, why not?
Oh man.
Yeah, get that match prediction up there though.
That's one for you right there. Yeah, a person wins a match against another person, or people and things happen during the match. It does.
Backstage 9117 from Twitch, which is another place you guys can follow us on Twitch, and you can subscribe to us there. You can't subscribe to us there yet, but we got to get some followers on Twitch.
Well, we don't do any of that. Like, we're so focused on
on everywhere. Yeah. I'd rather be everywhere than one place.
Yeah, and we're just, people consume media differently. They know
if I go anywhere, I'd rather be anywhere but TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know. So
card predictions: Sasha versus who? But don't put the answers in the chat room here, guys. This is what you got to do for this one. This worked pretty well last week. Chris loved the attention. It really helped out another podcast, which is what we like to do.
Yeah, this is specifically for everybody that listens and watches. This is fun for us because there's no evidence of this. There's no trail of this. If he's not watching, unless somebody tells him that with these two individuals, there's no way that they know this happens, because there's no evidence unless the people that are watching and listening to us.
So card edition predictions: Sasha versus who? And you don't have to put anything but the person's name. You can put in Sasha versus the person's name. But DM at boot the number 2 the face. So that's at BOOT 2 THEFACE.
Perfect. So I think they're going to add some cards tonight because we have SmackDown yet to come while we record this. So there's a couple matches that are, I think, going to be added. I think Sasha is going to have a match. I just don't know who against who. So I'm thinking.
Get your predictions in right before they announce it, please. Like, just do it as quick as possible.
Yeah, you want to DM at boot the number 2 the face. So like boot to the face, but the number 2, just like our 3 Irish boys with a Z. This one's at boot to the face. You want to DM them who you believe that this surprise match, who Sasha's going to.
What's great is like surprising him like this, and there's nobody in the chat room I see that will like ruin the surprise.
No, this will if this actually, even if one person randomly just fills up. Oh god dang it. 80 proof is here though, so I'm hoping that's got to
be J Bomb, right? Is that you, J Bomb?
So J Bomb, thanks, buddy. Chris, if it's you, sorry. J Bomb, thanks for coming. As you can see, the graph is up on the screen. Feel free to participate. There's no evidence other than this portion or in the podcast. So again, we're just keeping that DM to the boot to the face open on Fridays. We're just doing it in different ways.
So guys, if you like podcasts, like honestly, I don't listen to a whole lot. The one that I do, other than ours, is 80 Proof Podcast. Honest to God, like that's no disrespect to anyone else. It's just not a wrestling podcast. It's a sort of life podcast of 2 guys that I happen to be friends with. So
it's
and they go live on Twitch at 9 o'clock from 9 to 11 on Fridays and Wednesdays, and they usually do like a live Zoom after that. They invite the fans to.
Yeah, and it's something different. It's cool because like Jay's going through a journey right now that's tough. Like we know what it's like to be behind the microphone and drinking and having a good time, and then your body tells you got to do some other stuff. So dude, it's mad props to him to continue to do what they're doing, and both of them do. Like we just do one podcast and we try to do it as efficiently as we can, but dude, I take
dry Wednesday one day at a time. I've been doing dry February with them, but I take it one day at a time. So
yeah, it's how you can do, and I don't drink as much, but it's tough, and it's tough raising a family. It's tough having kids. It's tough being a Boston Bruins fan. It's tough, having a successful podcast like Talkamania is. It's successful. Having a boot to the face, and 80 Proof is just more of that. And they're good dudes. They're good people. We're proud to be a part of what they're doing on Full Press, and I literally cannot wait until we get to all get together for some live events.
Yes,
and just the energy that we've been like building for the last year. I'm afraid of how sideways some of this shit can come out. But I'm happy that we're different. Like Talkamania that's where I mean those guys must have a crystal ball. You're gonna get an opinion from the guys that boot to the face and us. You're gonna get random shit and some great interviews. That's basically what you get.
And I'm starting day 1 of dry February right now, one day at a time.
You mean you just did you have to reset 39 minutes ago?
Yeah, that was about my 3rd time reset. No, about 10 seconds ago. You didn't see me take the swing of the captain. What's up, Leo? Leo
Connors. You got to give
another one. We're gonna do shout outs all fucking night, aren't we?
Well, that's okay.
The Ring and All Other Sports on YouTube, Facebook. Check them out. He does a great like New England. Tommy, you and Bobby D would love it. He does all New England sports. Has a guest on almost every week, and he's booked like fucking 3 years in advance.
Yeah, we're just. I'm skeptically optimistic that at the end of this year, if not WrestleMania of next year, like
I will be in Texas.
The Full Press crew, Chaos, Ringside, Talkamania, Crossbody Work, Boot to the Face, us, whoever else is there, Like it's just gonna be fun. There's gonna be t-shirts made. There's gonna be
The cool
times
thing
had.
is one of my old drinking buddies from Southie lives right there too in Texas now. So it will definitely happen.
So not to go off subject, right? But
we haven't been on subject.
we still have some more predictions to make. But
I think we made it through them.
I know we still have some more to make, and we got AAW. But I got some this shit in Texas, like this weather in Texas,
the snowstorm. Yeah, man.
I
feel bad for like
my daughter.
My buddy,
and she
my buddy texted me today. And he's like, Texas ain't built for this.
No, dude. No.
And he's from here. He's from Boston. But the thing is, like, like our houses and your houses in Montana are heavily insulated.
Very
you
heavily.
have heat.
Yes.
Chaos Theory. Mike and his wife, they have central AC in their house. They don't have central heat. They had to go out and buy space heaters.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a lot of people with these Ford amp or those generators they had in the back. They were using those electric trucks. They actually have their generators in the back, so they're running their electric trucks and then using the generator to power.
Oh wow!
Heater. So there's and my daughter sent me pictures, and she's in Austin. She's not in. They had power and everything, but like their food was gone. Like the food panic, gone. Like
it's like that here too. If there's going to be 3 inches of snow, we sell out of bread and milk in an hour in all the stores.
No, it's just here. It's minus 50 degrees, and you're still going to work. You're still doing your thing. You just run through it, man. So
you guys had some crazy weather this week too. So
yeah, hey, let's make. I don't know if it matters or not, but I know Bobby wanted to make sure that his son was on the wheel. So I don't know, JP, when you want to spin that. We're getting close, but we can run through the predictions.
Who's his son?
I'm going through. I'm trying to remember. Pat. His son's name is Pat. It took me a minute, Ben. You need to get him on the wheel too. So
I'm just gonna put Pat tomorrow on that.
We should bring that wheel out. We should spin it. We should finish these picks so we're on task. I think we
have the picks done though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, we have to get through there. Like you asked me about Lacey Evans. We get off task because we were talking about boot to the face and 80 proof and dropping stuff. So we're both going with Asuka, right? Lacey Evans doesn't get the
belt. Yes, Asuka with interference from Charlotte.
Okay, so I mean, perfect. That's we've got the other ones. I mean, the only other one that we've talked about all the other matches. We just did our Sasa versus the DM at Boot to the Face.
We're still gonna get shit on for that.
I mean, really,
he knows already. I bet you.
I felt so proud of myself for not tweeting or not putting anything out there this week. And then when I was doing like the banners, I was like, "Oh, I'll put it in there. If JP clicks on it, then it's his fault, not mine. So you can take the heat this week. Last week it was all me." The only other match you have is Roman Reigns versus the Elimination Chamber winner, and that's
I think that so. I think that depends on who the Elimination Chamber winner is. So if it's Jey Uso, does the other Uso brother come out and interfere and help one or the other? And who does he help? Does he help the head of the table or does he help his twin?
That's why I love this Elimination Chamber so much, because when I was a kid, I used to pick that. You used to pick your own story, pick your own path. There's so many paths and so many ways that you could take these storylines with Elimination Chamber into WrestleMania, and that's why I love it, because it gives you those options depending on what the internet is wanting or complaining about or asking, because Vince knows, Vince loves to piss the internet wrestling community off. Like that's what he does. So be ready. Like I'm just saying, be ready.
But by the way, guys, drink. I yawned.
I think we got everybody on the wheel. I think we got everything there. Do you want to? This is an amazing wheel that you did. It's a really really cool wheel. Like when I saw it, I was pretty impressed. That's huge.
It is Kofi Mania. Got them Jamaican vibes. Kofi Mania in the middle, and 45 names on it.
45. That's a nice figure too. Do you know that I looked at some Kofi figs last week and into this week after you purchased that one? Do you remember seeing one with him? And that's why I mentioned Apollo, earlier, Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Was the red, white, and blue. Do you remember those figs at all? Do you remember seeing those?
No.
If you like, you think the Macho Man fig is like that is my. Those are my figs. Those are the ones that I want, and the least expensive one I saw of Kofi was about $180.
Wow, that's
Yeah. So, and plus, like I have my, I have my AEW figs. Like I just
yep.
got these 2 weeks ago, and this is series 2, and I have a couple that I need to get. Um, it's fun, man. This fig hunting is fun. The crazy thing for me is like when I go into Walmart and Target now, even the collectibles as far as cards, Star Wars figures, like everything in the collectible market is up right now. It is
You know
insane.
what's cool to me about the wrestling figures is like if you're someone like Nick Haddix's kids,
No,
right?
they're going to take over the podcast, by the way.
But yes, I
The
know.
Haddix boys, they're in
I
training.
understand.
That's
We
what
have
the
no say.
TIW Daily is going to be for, is to train. I think we're going to have the
But
Nickelodeon spin on it. We'll just bring kids in and they can talk about wrestling.
Nick Haddixalonian.
Yes.
But like if you have someone like his kids, like those figures, whether it's the AEW or the WWE, they're about the same scale.
Yeah, they are.
So
They
you can
absolutely
intermatch them. You know what I mean?
You can. The qualities, the Jazzwares is lacking in, I think, but you have the face scans, you have the ultimates, you have like the Bray Wyatt fig, that ultimate Bray Wyatt fig that I have. I want to open it so bad. So bad. I want to open this thing, man. But I'm restricting myself, just like I did with that Ringside Collectibles that has the puppets inside there. That cardboard is still sealed.
I'm gonna get myself that NWO Cena figure for sure.
I scrolled by it today. I think it's that. That figure itself is cool as shit. And to me, it was funny because we were talking about that, and you're like, "What the hell? Where did that come from?"
Yeah, and then you said it, and I remember that was the Mania.
That was the WrestleMania, and people forget that really quick. And I think people forget about how much TV production went into this year. And like when we start to look back at this and start to appreciate what happened, especially with the Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss storylines, and that it lasted from even before last WrestleMania up and back into this again, is cool. And that's the kind of shit that I dig. That's what I love. Those are the long lasting ones that you look back 5 or 6 years from now and go, man, that was a fun ride. And I'm on that ride right now. I love Randy Orton, man. He's one of those guys that I've always been a fan of since him and Cena were in OVW. Cena is a prototype. I love Randy Orton. He'll never make my Mount Rushmore. He never will. But that's just because I have different views and what I like. Like Cena and AJ Styles are going to be my top 2 almost every time. It's not Ric Flair. It's not Hulk Hogan. It's not Sting. It's not that. It's Cena and AJ Styles, because Cena I enjoyed with my kids as young ones. Nice. And AJ Styles was $9.99 a week, man. It was X-Division. That was the guy that we called him Truthful and said, "Hey man, I'm not showing up."
I had to spin it, Tommy. Tommy was yelling at me to spin it. And yes, Tommy, your name is on there.
Oh my god, this is always the fun part for me, man.
I made sure Tommy was on there. I made sure
00316. You think? Or is it collectible_R? Is that a new tweeter? That's a new tweeter, man.
I didn't see that one before today.
That's a new tweeter, man.
It's funny because I get to know the names. So
collectible_R. It's following us. That's awesome.
Collectible_R. You reach out to us.
Yes.
And you get the Kofi Kingston. It's an elite top picks is the figure it is officially.
Yeah, and they're doing certified authentic now is how they are, I believe, labeling it now as certified authentic.
My stunning Steve Austin is like that too.
Yeah, I looked at all the elites today on one of the toy sites, and they've all, they still have elite associated with them, but they're really pushing that certified authentic because I think there are becoming some knockoffs out there or some.
But those knockoffs can just print that same thing on the fucking box.
Well, I know you could go and make. I can make a mold of this, and if I can scan and print, it's easy. Like I just put whatever. It's not that hard, but whatever. So yeah, there's that big. I don't know what it's pay-per-view week, so obviously we've got 15 minutes now. We've spun the wheel. We've talked about Elimination Chamber. I think it's only fair that we give some time to AEW, don't you?
I think it's time that to say we have to kind of say goodbye to a legend this week. Sadly, Sting didn't make it through that power bomb.
Is he dead?
Did you see it?
Jesus.
Did you see the power bomb?
Yes, I did.
That was crazy.
Did you? I.
You talk about a bump that a guy doesn't have to take.
How do I I'm falling in love with AEW more and more
Yeah, and
matures, and the reason why is because it is everything that I love about professional wrestling. It is Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. We're gonna get a barbed wire death match on a pay-per-view in the United States. Like, this isn't a Japanese death match. Like, this is a death match on a televised promotion known as AEW that's going to be on a pay-per-view, dude. Like, that's not, you got to go other places for this. IWTV, H2O, Combat Zone, anywhere else. That's where we have to go to find this. And I'm more and more into the territories and the Impact Wrestling, into the talents that I see, like the Rascals going to NXT. The best thing that could happen to them right now. I think they can do some amazing things. I don't think they would have fit in AEW. I don't think they would have fit other places. I think that's the best decision they could have made. Jon Moxley and Kingston and AEW, they run that house. They are the big dogs.
Yes.
Like, Adam Page is another talent that is fucking, I'm telling you, like, Lance Archer could have been Adam Page 10 years ago. Like, Adam Page is what Lance Archer was 10 years ago, plus. Like,
and Hangman's been around for a while. I mean,
yeah. And you throw in Pentagon and Phoenix. I mean, the list goes on and on. Darby Allin now. I mean, the ultimate underdog.
So
Team Taz, Sting getting powerbomb like he did.
Yeah, I think it's clearly AEW's goal to go to get that viral moment and grab that attention and run with it and hope they know what to do with it. And I mean, they've been trying that by partnering up with TNA, and that kind of didn't do much.
It's not.
They did it with New Japan, and that didn't do too much. But Sting getting powerbombed by Brian Cage went bananas.
And that's what they're going to be every week, is because they're an IWC promotion. They're a independent wrestling fed promotion on TV. That's why you have AEW Dark. That's why you have.
But here's the thing: is like they got it marketed like Cody rather is on that the Go Big show every week with Snoop and
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, and they do anything that's on. It's sort of like the old TBS, like anything that's on TNT, they do show wise.
I think they have to, because we have to look at the ratings when the premiere episode came out was like 1.4, 1.5 million.
Yeah. So but it's cool that they have that partnership that they're able to do that with TNT.
Absolutely. But I don't think if you have that partnership, you don't have you don't have the power to continue to increase that viewership. You're not branded on basketball events. You're not branded on television shows. You're not branded on, they run a lot of that. And the other part of that is there's a lot of professional wrestling that isn't sports entertainment that caters to those fans like me, and you that enjoy Pluto TV and IWTV and the obscure fun stuff where we can look at something and go, man, I think that's going to work. I think I can see that in 5 or 10 years.
I was watching a 4-way tag match last night, and it was it was Super Dragon, right? Super Dragon.
Yep.
Sorry, it was I forget who the fourth guy was, and then it was El Generico, aka Sami Zayn, and Kevin Steen.
Yeah.
How good of a match did I watch?
Exactly. Same thing here. So I've been wanting a ROH CZW match for the longest time in WWE. I'm getting it in a Seth Rollins and Cesaro buildup. If I
Yeah.
get it, like I get a
And
Claudio Castagnoli and Tyler Black. I get that match.
in this match, by the way, it was definitely a CZW match. the match I watched, it was like a
Are you saying that because of the production or what?
no,
The
it
referee-
was absolutely. You could tell by the ref shirt. You could tell by the turnbuckles and stuff.
branded, right?
Yeah, it was a like a legend thing, sort of looking at. I guess they did like a best of Kevin Owens type of thing. Kevin
Okay.
Steen.
And you're watching this on Pluto TV through the independent
Yes.
TV stuff. Where Defy is on there too. All the, that's
Yeah.
it's going to be a cool place for these people to hang out and thrive. I think. What's your favorite part of AEW? Like, is there a favorite part of this like that's surviving for you?
I like watching the young guys, the like up and comers, the MJFs, the Jungle Boys, the Marco Stunts.
I'm emotionally attached to John Silver.
The John Silvers. John Silver is the man. Like, he's incredible.
I am ever since the first time I watched him in Beyond, like just the messages back and forth and having him on the show, and then understanding the bond that he had with Brody from Beyond, the Chikara bond, the Beyond bond, those roots up through AEW is that I'm emotionally attached to the kid, and I call him a kid because he is, and he's matured a lot this year. He's grown a lot this year. I think he understands, and we haven't talked about this. Like, we didn't do like a Brody episode like everybody else does. We just didn't do it because I don't think it ever felt right for me.
Yeah, Brody doesn't know who we are. He didn't know who we are. Like, I mean,
the only time I'm going to spend talking about him is if there's somebody that we have interacted with, or we have been or spent time with, and that has been gracious enough to take that time, like a Chris Dickinson, a Masha Slamovich, Nikita Koloff, Chris Statlander. I mean, all these individuals, when we finally get to hang out and go do what we want to do and see who we want to see and travel where we want to travel, it's going to be really cool to just share that time with the people that listen to the show, the people that interact with us on Free Freak Friday, the individuals that don't, but interact with us on Twitter and Facebook and send us personal messages and inbox, like, how's your day? Like, that shit's cool. Like, that is what we started doing this for, I feel like. And I'm looking forward to sharing just that time and more time with everybody.
Right. And
I just am.
If you guys want to see a great women's match too coming up, I forget the date, but look up Mission Pro. They got Masha Slamovich, who you all know is one of our favorites, versus legit Layla Hirsch,
which is also one of my faves.
It's absolutely hands down one of my favorites.
Yeah, she is
so
mocked you. Everybody started. I remember this episode, and we did this top 10, and legit Layla was in your top 5, and here we are. Here we are. Like, everybody's like, Layla Hirsch, why is she? Here we are.
Well, that's because the people that mocked me didn't know who anyone was until they made it to the WWE.
And that's why we do what we do. We're an obscure podcast for people that love independent pro wrestling, interviews, and the predictions from out of nowhere, I guess.
So, but I think that's all we got.
Yeah, I appreciate everything, man. I'm happy again. As always, please at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z. You can.
And I want to know who Sasha Banks is. Who your prediction for Sasha is? At boot to the DM at boot to the face on Twitter.
And if you can't figure out how we're spelling this or what we're doing, just DM us and we'll make sure we get you the proper app boot to the face address so you can get
and to DM us to ask us how to DM them. Just DM at BOOT 2 THEFACE and ask, how do I DM boot to the face?
Oh man. Hey everybody, thanks for listening. I appreciate it as always.
Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you guys.